was really good. Foundation TV is back at it again. Kind of a surprise, man. I didn't expect you to show up, and it's been too long, man. I think 2-3 years since we've seen each other. I don't know, man. It's been too long, man.
It's been a very long time.
But I'm glad that you're here. I'm also glad that you're well, and
thank you.
And you're in good spirits, it looks like, man. How you been, man?
Very good. It's been a grind. A long grind at that. You know that more than anybody else, right? Like, you know, it's been a long grind, but it's been getting better, and people are starting to realize HOC and the work that I've been putting in. So I'm very grateful for that.
Hey, man, that's what we're here to do, man, because I know you've been really busy this past year, especially throughout the pandemic, even though it was a gift and a curse. But in your case, you mean, things was looking very positive for you throughout this year. So let's talk about it, man. So when the pandemic hit, what was the first thing you, like, as far as affecting the FGC, like, what was your reaction when they first affected us?
So when it came to the pandemic, in all honesty, it was like the downfall of the FGC, but also I seen it as this can be the time to uplift it, right? Where all the TOs, the important people, stay, don't quit on it, and be able to show that the FGC is a lot stronger than what people think. So, you know, I was like, let me make sure I'm staying the fight, make sure that, you know, I put myself out there and be able to show people that HOC is not going anywhere. You know, and I'm very happy that other people too, like Alex Vai in the West Coast, Team Spooky that's also here in New York City, a couple of other TOs as well, show that we're not going anywhere. And I thought that was a beautiful thing, in all honesty, so I was very happy to see that. And it showed that I was wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong, where I thought that things were going to start to just dwindle down and be, you know, really bad for us. No, as a matter of fact, we got uplifted, and it's just gotten better, to be honest with you. If you think about it, look what happened. We went from having delay-based netcode, right? And now all these developers want to put rollback, and that's a beautiful thing. Even though the netcode, I mean, even though the pandemic has been really bad, we lost people, right? We lost people that we know. Out of it, we also got some type of good stuff happening for us in the FGC, even though the pandemic completely sucks. So.
Now, I know that you mentioned rollback being very effective. Strive with the recent release of Built Gear Strive. We're here at OS NYC, by the way. Very awesome venue. You guys can check out, I don't know if I'm going to upload this first or the tour, but I already did a tour. Very nice. Shout out to the staff, man. We're going to talk about that later as far as you and them partnering up. But there's a tournament here for Guilty Gear Strive, right?
Yeah.
And there's like already about 30, 40 people here. And then there's a tournament going on right now, actually, in Grand Blue.
Yeah.
And it's like about 16 people. Now, I think rollback probably has played a big part about it, because with rollback, it brings you more accessibility. It brings you like more competition. More people will come out to play basically at an almost even level field. As long as you have good internet, as long as you're not using Wi-Fi, you know, everything should be smooth. And now we got a lot of players like School Bus is here, my man Snixie is here. Yeah, he's here. Yeah.
He's here.
So they're coming out, and then a number of new players coming out. And I think because of the rollback system and bringing new players to come, I think it's just our job to make sure they stay. Now, speaking of staying, you was able to have but most of the Dragon Ball Fighters community to continue playing. Now, why is that, man? How is it that you're able to pull that off?
I'm gonna say multiple things. I'm gonna say for the hype, consistency, proper advertising, putting yourself out there, all of those things, all of those ingredients is what helps to grow a scene, right? You have to be able to advertise to let people know that you're gonna have an event. Then you have to be able to hype up that event and showcase, like, this event is worth entering, even with the bad netcode, right? The netcode is not good, but people are like, you know what though, this is really hype. And then you have to be consistent with the hype, with the advertisement. If you do those three things consistently at that, it'll grow. It'll definitely grow, and people will continue to support what you do. So with me doing that, it helped the success of Dragon Ball FighterZ, which clearly does not have rollback netcode, right? It has delayed base netcode. It helped out in two things, right? One, we didn't think that Dragon Ball was going to pass season 3.5. We thought that it was going to be done. With the help of that patch that just came out, it helped to grow the game and made it even way more fun than we ever expected. Two, go ahead.
Let me start you there, if I may ask. Now, you mentioned 3.5 was about to be the end. We thought it was about to be the end.
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
So we didn't have any communication with Bandai. Bandai they went like on a hiatus when it came to Dragon Ball FighterZ. They went to support Guilty Gear, right? Like not Bandai, excuse me, Arxis. So they had their own baby. They had their own game, which was Guilty Gear Strive. They started working on that. Even though Bandai did tell us, well, Hiroki told us that they were going to have more content for us. We wasn't too sure because we heard things like that before. You know that, like gaming developers, they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and then it ends up not happening, among some other things. So we were worried. We was skeptical about Dragon Ball's lifespan beyond that 3.5. So when they came out with the new patch, not only did it come out with a new patch, but it came out with a new patch that was very hyped. They changed a lot of things. They made a lot of characters that were not viable or just not fun to play, very much fun to play. And it helped the lifespan of the game. I do believe right now, even without it having rollback, I think if people just keep supporting it and we keep having offline events and online events, I think I see it lasting another 2 years. Very strong at that, the way it is happening right now.
Okay, cool. So what was the second point that you were trying to make?
So the thing is that it comes down to leadership. It comes down to people actually just wanting to keep hosting the game. If people keep hosting the game, they don't give up on hosting the game, right? What ends up happening is people see that. They see that, oh, you know what? This guy did not give up on the game. They're going to keep hosting it. That's an amazing thing. Now, if you give up on the game, what ends up happening is people no longer want to support it. They don't care about it. That's it. But leadership is very important when it comes to hosting the game. People want to be able to be like, okay, I trust this guy to host this game, to deliver the hype, and we know that they're not going to just give up on it out of nowhere. So leadership is very important for these games. You need to have that TO. You need to have that person that's going to be there to make sure that the community grows and has stability. Excuse me. So you have to have those things as a TO, and it gets crazy sometimes. Sometimes you don't want to host. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm done. I can't do this no more. Because sometimes, the community gets a little bit crazy. But as long as you stick by the game and you show the people that I'm not going nowhere and I'm going to continue to grow this game and be there by y'all, the community is going to be by the TO, the leader as well. And that's what's very important.
So now, by sticking with that, right, let's say at the start of the pandemic up to this point, what was like the changes as far as numbers, as far as analytics? Can you talk about that? Just not exact numbers, of course. I ain't trying to like tap your pockets on it.
Man, listen, I'm real.
How's everything?
I'm real. Listen, let me tell you something. So I went from charging people, right? And the reason why I charge people is because the truth of the matter is nothing in this world is free, especially the good things in life, right? So me wanting to get this venue, I already knew what I wanted to plan, right? Like what I wanted to work on.
We wait to the end for that part. We wait to the end.
Okay. So I had things in the works.
Okay.
Things in the works. So I had things in the works, and me having things in the works wasn't gonna come free. Let's be real here. It's not gonna come free. So I was charging people because I wasn't in the position that I'm in now. I was like, I still need help, and this is work that at the end of the day is work. It doesn't matter if it has to deal with video games or anything else. It's still work, right? So I seen it as, let me get paid, let me get this work, and I can help grow the FGC. I can help this team to be able to flourish and continue to grow to the point where we can hold big events, at least with the HOC, right? Eventually, the numbers started to dwindle down, right? And it's because I realized we're still in the pandemic. Being in the pandemic, I talked to a couple of people. They was like, listen, I want to support your event, but at the same time, I'm in a position where I don't have a job, I have a family, among other things. They gave me an ultimate wake-up call. I said, damn, you know what? I'm not doing bad. Before, clearly I wasn't in a position where I was financially stable. I wasn't good. Thanks to the community, they are my sponsors. Real shit. Can I curse?
They're your employees, technically.
Can I curse though? Real shit. They helped me. They believed in me to grow this scene. To not do esports, but G-sports. And if it wasn't for them, I'm being real with you right now. I'm being real with you right now. If it wasn't for them, I would not be in this position. I would not. So for them, thank you so much, because I would not be here. I would not be. I wouldn't even be in this. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. Damn. I wouldn't even be talking to you right now because I wouldn't even be in this building. So at the end of the day, huge thanks to them. And what I ended up doing was making my events free, because those people that wanted to support the events but not financially stable, I understood, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take this risk and I'm gonna go and make these events free and see how it works out for me. And if people continue to support me, great. And then I don't have to charge anymore, because now these people are supporting me to keep me stable, to help me put food on the table, to help me pay this rent, to help me put clothes on my back, if anything, even though I'm not materialistic. But most of all, it's to help me grow and expand the HOC beyond the apartment. Go ahead, though.
Now, speaking of, I won't wait to that part at the end, but I'm going to ask you about your support, because it seems like you do give back. Subconsciously, you may not even realize it.
I realize.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you an example, right? Let's look at Koustics. Koustics, funny guy, well-spoken, very smart.
Yeah.
He looked like he was shy at first. I've been watching your streams, don't get me wrong. Since the pandemic, I've been watching. But then he started to grow more. He started to be more open. He started to get more comfortable.
Yeah.
And now you gave him a platform. I remember you, Cozy, and Koustics. Y'all got booked for an event, right? Bandai, right?
Along with Yikes.
With Yikes. You didn't have to. You gave those guys platforms. And now Koustics is at a position where he's traveling overseas now. He's having a time of his life.
First time on a plane, by the way.
First time?
He's never been on a plane. I mean, I've never been on a plane, D-Nice, so
you're calling Bum for a reason. That's fine. Coming from you is okay, but Koustics, I would never guess.
He went to, mind you, he went from New Orleans to pick up his passport because he paid for the emergency passport.
Why he had to go to New Orleans?
Because he didn't have a passport, so he had to pick it up there.
Why? But was there a reason for that?
Because he didn't have a passport, so he applied for the emergency passport so he can go to France.
Was he born in New Orleans or something?
No. So, because he didn't have a passport, you know it takes like a month to get your passport, some shit like that.
Right.
So when he got the emergency passport, they said, okay, we can give it to you like in a week, but you have to come pick it up over here in New Orleans. That's the reason why he went out there, and then from New Orleans he went to France.
Did he pay out of pocket?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll get compensated back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's just doing it for the experience more so, and also to help build his resume.
Exactly.
So, but like I said, man, shout out to Koustics, man. I hope he can join this trip. Like I said, you're doing great work so far, and I wish for him to keep it up. And when he comes back, I definitely gotta have it. I gotta talk.
You gotta sit down with him.
I gotta have a sit down with him.
Yes.
Now, let's go to HOC and expanding. Now, I noticed that he was here for a reason, and you were trying to talk about it earlier. Now we can talk about it now, man. So what's up, man? What we got planned going on?
So I came here today, to make some moves with OS, which have gone really good, and pretty much we're gonna be here really, really soon. I don't want to say the date as of yet, but pretty much we came to an agreement on everything. It's more so now just getting some things done, getting a little bit more equipment so we can be prepared, and setting a proper date. So that way, from that day on, we're hosting our weekly events. But then of course we want to go and expand and do some really big events where we're getting people from all over the states and countries to come out here and support the HOC, aka OS NY. So you're the first one I'm talking to about all of this. So you got exclusive.
Exclusive?
You got exclusive.
Oh man.
Yes.
I owe you a drink for that.
So you definitely have exclusive because nobody knows besides you right now. So
thank you, brother.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Now, do you have some of the games that you want to run so far?
Guaranteed, we want to do Dragon Ball Fighters. That's a given, right? Like that's our baby. We also want to do Guilty Gear Strive. I've been hosting that online as well, and that has been very good. And then I'm not gonna lie, I really like Street Fighter right now. I think Street Fighter's in a really good position. I would love to host some Street Fighter, and then maybe 1 or 2 more games. I haven't figured it out yet. Eventually, I'll talk to the community. I don't even have that much of time, so I have to talk to them ASAP and see what other games that we will host here.
You could probably like switch it up, the 4th game, right? Hey, we can do this game for this time, and then the next one for another game.
But it comes down to this, and this is to be real. If people just come out and support that game, we're gonna host it. This place is big enough to hold 256 people. They have so many setups back there, including in the little area on the left side. So if we got enough people, we'll host whatever, man. It all comes down to if the community wants it or not. That's what I'm about. You guys want me to host it? I'm gonna host it. I'm gonna bring the hype. I'm gonna bring the entertainment, and I'm gonna support it, man. I'm gonna make sure that you guys eat. Simple as that.
Hey, man. So lastly, second to last.
Man, listen, you can keep going with the questions. I'm here.
Hey, man. No. I don't want to hold up most of your time. You know, so I got places to be.
Okay.
I want to ask you about a lot of players that you put on. We can go far back as the House of Crack era. Let's talk. No. Let me go further back to the Alliance era. Yeah, I remember.
Melee?
Yeah, Melee era, man. Damn, man, you've been doing this for like over 20 years, dude. 20 whole years. I'm gonna put right now, right? I call for Evo to give you the next community award. You should be the next one to hold it.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass. I'm not even like dick riding or anything like that. I'm telling you, based off your 20 years, same house. Like, who else could do that? Who else has done that actually? Who else has really done that?
It's really tough. I mean,
and it wasn't easy. Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't easy.
From me being, I'm still. You could go look it up. I'm still considered top 100 in Melee after not playing it for like 10 years or 15 years or whatever. Really? How long? Yes. I am still there. I am number 96. Yes. That's how much work I put in those 2 years. So, I'm appreciative about that, you know. For me to be considered top 100 after not playing the game for that long, it means a lot because it shows that people recognize the amount of work I put in towards Melee, and I appreciate you guys so much. I know I haven't been hosting Smash Brothers or been playing it, but I'm always paying attention to it. Right now, as a matter of fact, we got the Summit of Power going on for Smash Ultimate, so that's a beautiful thing right now.
It's a busy weekend.
It's a busy weekend indeed. You know, and shout out to all of you guys, not only for Melee, but also Smash Ultimate as well. You guys have been out here just doing it up, man, and I appreciate you guys.
Just a sidetrack, special shout outs to, what's that tournament that Nintendo blocked from hosting Project Plus? I don't know if you know, but the Nintendo, they blocked the tournament from playing Project Plus titles.
Man.
Riptide, yes, it was Riptide, yeah.
Man, oh man.
You know, shout out to Riptide, and like I said, I really feel bad for that situation. I hope somehow Nintendo was able to like work things out.
Listen, Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what we can't say. It's Nintendo, man.
You guys can literally shape how the community grows, and you guys continue to just harm the community more than grow. And it sucks to see that, because it's like Nintendo doesn't realize what they have. If they're not trying to be esports or anything like that, okay, that's fine. But then to stop communities from growing, I mean, Brawl is so old, right? And they're using the disc. It's not like they're not using the disc. They're using the disc. So that means they already paid for that product. They paid for that item. Let them rock. Let them be. There's no need for you guys to stop them from what they're doing. I mean, yeah, they're making profit off of it, but that's fine. They're making profit and advertising Nintendo characters either way. There's no need for that. But continue, go ahead.
Yeah. But I was gonna mention, like, since you've been like hosting sessions for over 20 years at your house, you've like developed a lot of players. I could think of Coach Steve. Ray,
Prodigy, No Life, Flux, Punisher, Scamby.
This is just Marvel alone. Let's not go to Dragon Ball. We got Hikari, that's a newcomer coming in, that's been tearing it up. We got Nitro, that's in France right now. We got Fred, that's been coming out. Koustics, we got people like Rosie, man. We got even Dragon God, OG, still rapping.
Still rapping, yeah.
Like, do you ever like sit back and think like, damn, man, like all these players coming just to show love and just to play games? And like, do you feel like how do you feel like when you see players like them to become so successful in this?
Happy, like extremely happy to have Koustics, Nitro right now in France. That is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? To be able to compete and commentate. You know, in Smash Brothers Melee, a lot of people don't know. I actually train people in Melee and in Brawl as well. So you may not know this, but, and you can ask him yourself, Anti is one of the people that I trained, and he was a top tier player for Brawl and also Smash Brothers 4, right? So I help train people to become top players in all these games. It's not like, and including myself, a top player in Melee. So the whole thing is like, you know, it's a blessing. I'm very happy to have these people be able to come through to an apartment in the Bronx, sweating, dying, dealing with screaming, almost. You've been there. You've been there.
Bro,
so you know.
I had to go outside, like I had to go in that balcony like, every 5 minutes, bro.
You know, man.
And it was during the winter. I remember it was during the winter. I'm like, oh, it's hot in here. I still have to go in that balcony. I'll be cold outside. I'd rather be brick outside than
yeah. So the environment is different when it comes to the house. I'm not even talking about just the weather, just the temperature. I'm just talking about the experience and what it brings for the players. They're forced to get good because everybody's watching, everybody's talking, but we also help each other to grow. It's not like we just sit there, haha, I beat you, haha, I beat you. No, when we beat somebody, we tell them this is what you did wrong and this is how you can get better. And the reason of that is because when we tell you how to get better and you get better, we get better, because that means now you start exposing our bad habits, and now we have to fix those habits. As humans, nobody's perfect. So when you start helping others, you're helping yourself as well, and it becomes a circle. Everybody helping out everybody, and that's how people grow and get better. But the thing is, in the FGC, it's not always like that. People tend to keep tech. They don't want to communicate with other people outside the circle, whatever the case may be. HOC is not like that. You know that for a fact. We just try to help and expand people to become better people in the game and outside the game. Simple as that. So I'm very happy to just see the growth, and I'm going to continue doing it. Simple as that.
Hey, man. So my last thing, any shout-outs you want to give?
Man, first of all, shout-outs to you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for interviewing me. First person that comes to mind besides D-Nice is Mama Bum. Mama Bum been dealing with bullshit for way too long, and my goodness, I gotta give her another vacation. But besides that, shout outs to my brother, shout outs to the people that come every week, shout outs to the people that support the stream, the entire stream. Without you guys, real shit, y'all are my sponsors. If it wasn't for my stream, I would not be in this position that I'm in today. You guys are my sponsors. Where sponsors wanted to change me, you guys did not. You guys accepted me for who I am and continue to support the HOC and help grow. And that's a very difficult thing to do, especially during the pandemic. So thank you so much, guys, because y'all helped to bless me, and I'm gonna try my best to give back and just do my thing, man. That's pretty much all I can say. Everybody else in the New York scene, Spooky's one of them. Much love to him. Henryson as well. But those guys put in a lot of work, and it's not easy. It is not easy. Real talk. Shout outs to them as well because they're in the fight. Yipes has been putting in tremendous work. You know, anybody that's been hosting online events, Alex Valle, the West Coast, whoever you are, if you're helping the FTC to grow, thank you. Thank you for your input, your support, and just keep grinding, man. Eventually, it will pay off. Just stick with it. I know it's not easy. Trust me, I've been in the game for a very long time, since I was 16 years old. I'm 36 now. I'll be 37 March 31st. So just keep supporting, keep going at it, man. And if you need advice or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. I promise you, I respond to my Facebook, I respond to my Twitter, YouTube not so much, and my Twitch I do respond. Hit me up.
Which, by the way, I was gonna say, what's your socials, man? Where did you find you at?
My socials is on Twitter, it's at Bum, the number 1, the number 6, the number 3. On Facebook is Bum, the number 1, XIX. So you're gonna spell the 6 out, and then the number 3. And then on Twitch is twitch.tv/Bum, the number 1, XIX. So you're gonna spell out the 6, and then the number 3. And my YouTube is the same thing as well. Bum, the number 1, XIX, number 3, spell it out, YouTube / there you go, right there.
Alright, Bum, like I said, man, wow, half-hour interview.
We in there.
Half-hour interview. Thank you so much once again, man. It was definitely good meeting you again, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're in great spirits. I'm glad that things are definitely working well in your favor. And, you know, we all appreciate you, man. Just keep doing what you do, bro.
Thank you.
Alright, peace.